of the day on page 29 in your packets. Solve word problems using systems of linear equations. So you're going to see this in the video. I would like you to try this question. I'm going to give you a couple hints. There are two numbers. Sasha has this riddle. There are two numbers. Well, let x equal the first, let y equal the second. The sum of the first number and twice the second, twice y, x plus twice y, is 14. The sum of the first number and twice the second is 14. That's an equation. That's one of the equations. Here's your let statements. Here's the first equation, EQ. When the second number is subtracted from, watch the order, the first, the result is 2. This is your second equation. So now you have two equations. What are the two numbers? So you can eliminate, substitute, graph, although there's not a piece of graph paper here, or guess with tables. I would eliminate. On to the next problem. Real-world problems, systems of linear equations. This is 5.3 in your 8th grade textbook. In fact, this is page 210 if you're interested. So you can follow along in the book if you want to. So 10a's, you got a little space down here at the bottom, plus 5c's equals 5,500. And a plus c equals 700. So I'm going to multiply this by -5, and I can get my c's to cancel. So I get -5a's minus 5c's equals -3,500. When I combine these, I get 5a's equals 2,000. And dividing by 5, I get a equals 400. So we sold 400 adult tickets. So 400 plus c equals our 700. I'm using that equation. So obviously c is 300. And 400 times $10, that would be $4,000. I'm just checking in the first equation there. And 300 times 5 is $1,500. And yes, when you add that together, you get $5,500. So there's my check. They sold 400 adult tickets and 300 children's tickets. Solve using systems of linear equations. So I'm going to do these three problems. 2 bowls and 1 cup have a mass of 800 grams. Well, that's an equation. 2 bowls plus 1 cup equals 800 grams. So I'm using B and C for bowl and cup, right? And let the mass of B, bowl, and C for cup. Okay, so we got that. So 1 bowl plus 2 cups is 700 grams. There's my 2 equations. Multiply this second one by -2, why not? And get the b's to go away. So -2b's, -4c's, and -1,400. So my b's cancel, and I get -3c's equals -600. Well, dividing by -3 on both sides, I'm going to get that the cups must weigh 200 grams, right? So how much does a bowl weigh? Well, a bowl plus 2 cups, 2 times that 200, equals 700. So I'm plugging in, substituting in, that's 400. So a bowl must weigh 300, right? I substituted in, I can figure it out by subtracting 400. So yes, a bowl must weigh 300 grams and a cup must weigh 200 grams. So let's check this. 2 times 300 is 600. So 600 plus the cup, which is 200, that does equal 800. So I want to check first, and now I can answer it. That it's 300 for the bowl and 200 for the cup. That's what the solution is. I'm going to answer it in a say bowl. Find the mass of a bowl. The bowl weighs, because I want to put the grams on that. Bowl weighs 300 grams and the cup 200 grams. G stands for grams. Okay, let's go to the next one. Elizabeth is thinking of a 2-digit number. So it has a tens and a ones place. When the tens digit is subtracted from the ones digit, the difference is 2. Well, that's an equation. 1/5 of the number, whole 2-digit thing, is 1 less than the sum of the digits. Oh, what is the number? Let the tens digit be C. Why C? And the ones digit be D. Okay. So D minus C, the answer is 2. Okay, well that's that one. 1/5 of the number. Well, the number has a tens digit, which means it has 10 times that digit for the tens value, 10C, plus 1 times the ones place, which is just a D. So that's the digit. You have to multiply the C, the digit, times 10 in order to get it to be in a tens place value. 1/5 of the number is, well, that's the equal sign, 1 less than, so that's minus 1, the sum of the digits. Well, if I add the tens and the ones, that's the sum. It's 1 less than. I'm going to clear that 1/5. I'm going to multiply this entire thing by 5. I'm going to clear that. So then I just have 10C plus D equals, okay, I'm multiplying this 5 times C, 5C, and this D times 5, and that -1 times 5. Oh boy. So let's get everything together on one side. So let's combine like terms, move the smaller one. And I'm going to get 5C plus a D equals 5D's minus 5. Well, now if I subtract 5D's from both sides, get the D's together. So I'm going to put C and D on the same side. I get, because D minus C equals 2, so I want to have a constant by itself. So I want this -5 to be by itself. So I get 5C's minus 4D's, because D minus 5D is minus 4D's, equals -5. So that's my two equations. D minus C equals 2, and 5C minus 4D equals -5. If I multiply this top equation times 5, so I'm going to use another color to make this stand out. So now I'm going to eliminate my C's by multiplying my original D minus C equals 2. So putting it in the same order here, it would be 5D, and 5 times -C would be -5C. That's what I wanted to happen. I wanted my C's to go away. So that's a positive 5D equals 10. These cancel. 5D's take away 4D's is a D. 10 take away 5. Oh, D is 5. 5 minus some C equals 2. So C is 3, obviously. So C is 3 and D is 5. So that C, 10 times C, the number is 35, right? So 1/5 of the number, 1/5 of 35 is 7. Is 1 less than the sum of the digits? Well, 5 plus 3 is 8. Take away 1, that is 7. So that makes sense. What's the number? The number's 35. Christopher is thinking of two positive integers. Oh, here we go again. The x equal to first, let y equal the second. Well, that's one equation, so x plus y equals 27. Well, that's easy. When twice the first is added to half the second, so twice the first is added to half the second, the sum is 24. I could multiply this one by -2. Let's get the y's to cancel. Let's multiply by -2 on this one. So x plus y equals 27, that's remaining. -2 times 2x is -4x. -2 times a +1/2, well, 2/2 makes a whole, which is going to give me a -1y, or just -y, equals -48. -48 and +27. 48 take away 27 is going to give you -21. Oops, -3x, not -4x there. -4 plus a 1 gives you a -3x. Dividing by -3, careful there, x has to equal 7. Well, if x is 7, 7 plus what number y equals 27? Well, that's easy. Y has to equal 20. 2 times 7 is 14, plus half of y. So half of y, half of 20. Half of 20 has to equal 24. Well, that's 14, and half of 20 is 10. Well, yeah, that is 24. So I'm checking it. Works in both equations. The integers are 7 and 20. That's my solution, 7, 20. 7 and 20. So the fact that it says integers means that you can't come up with an answer like 3/4 or 6 5/10, because those are not integers. Whole signed value numbers, those are integers. So I know my answer is right, plus I checked it. So that's it for today.